This is the route to the final. Apple Georgiak against Adrian Duszak of Poland, and the Romanian, the player who plays for the Gobek Teqball team, Transylvania, bronze medalists in the World Championships in 2019. Fourth place in last year's World Championships, has been a winner on the tour this season and seems to be banging form. But what about Duszak as well? Bronze medalist in the previous World Championship, silver medalist in the 2019 event. Remember, there was no 2020 event. He lost to Adam Blažević in the final, and also has been a gold medalist on tour before. World ranking number 4, Duszak. World ranking number 1, the Romanian, Georgiak. Let's have a look at the two men's singles finalists for the World Championship 2022 in Nuremberg. Introduced to the crowd in a moment.
Yeah, we're just building up a bit of atmosphere in the Kia Metropol Arena. As you can see, the crowd being encouraged to jump on their feet as we build up then to coverage of the second of 5 finals to bring you live coverage of here in Germany.
Fantastic arena. You know, the local basketball team, the Falcons, got promoted in 2019 but couldn't get a license for the Bundesliga basketball, so the city commissioned a new indoor venue, and this is it. Building only started midway through 2020 in the height of the COVID coronavirus pandemic, and they completed it in just 14 months for 40 million euros. Didn't go over budget. 4,000 capacity arena here. The Falcons will be playing here again next Saturday in less than a week's time.
Well, just looking ahead to this men's singles final, one player that is notably absent from the men's singles part of the draw is Julian Grondin, 3rd in the world rankings. Got injured during a tournament in the United States, a training session, therefore had to miss the French qualification tournament. They're expecting him to be in the top 5 teams along with Hugo Rabal in the men's doubles, and of course himself in the men's singles. But here come the players.
The red and white of Poland, Adrian Duszak, 27 years of age, from Warsaw or Warszawa, the capital of Poland, and shaking hands with Chaba, the referee. And on stage, the opponent of the number 4 seed will be the number 1 ranked Apple Georgiak, the Romanian, who's been getting better and better this year. And here he comes onto the stage now. A right footer, aggressive style, sets up the smashes particularly well. Also another of the former footballers who made the switch to Teqball.
Yeah, Georgiak was a bronze medalist in the World Championships in 2019, 4th place in last year's World Championships, winner of the European Teqball Tour in Naples and winner of the Teqball World Series in Krakow. He's never won a World Championship silver or gold, so this will be his best ranked World Championship result one way or another, but he comes up against a fierce opponent. Adrian Duszak is class personified, winning the Teqball Masters in 2019 in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, a 2-times Challenger Cup winner in Porto Alegre, and in the Warsaw Challenger Cup. Last year's bronze medalist as well, a silver medalist in the 2019 where he lost to Adam Blažević in the final. Blažević will of course see in our next featured match the men's doubles. He's playing alongside Adam Bako in that match, but Duszak is a constant figure in this sport, and this would be a phenomenal achievement for him were he to go on and win this match. He did actually beat Blažević in the semi-finals, dropping a set against him, but coming through. A little bit of a shock, that one, actually.
Yeah, he dropped the first set 12-8. Fantastic comeback against Blažević, one of the best players for a few years now. Georgiak arguably had the easier route through, taking on the American Luka Pilic in the semi-final, and he made no mistake. The man in yellow on your screen, winning 5 and 4 in the 2 sets. Even the warm-up's quite aggressive between these two, isn't it?
Yeah, this will be an aggressive match. Both these players looking for their first ever world title in the singles, and this is going to be a epic battle. Juzak, former world #1, ranked #4 in the world. Georgiak with the #1 ranking will serve first.
Georgiak lost in the men's doubles final in Gliwice in Poland last year in the World Championships.
Out.
Duszak in his second singles final, having lost in 2019.
Second service.
Georgiak. He's playing a little short there from the Polish player. The Romanian jabbed it over with the first touch, trying to catch Duszak by surprise. Good defence here from the Pole. Will try to use his shoulders that side. It's a side ball, so the point goes to the Romanian in yellow, and Georgiak has the first point. He'll be looking to get 3 of the 4 points minimum on serve.
First service.
Still awaiting our first VAR appeal in a World Championship final. That's the way to finish it, and the way he likes to set it up. Talked about his set-up touches and how good and accurate they are. And what about the smash itself? His opponent was in position, but just could do nothing to stop that. Didn't get close to it.
First service.
Mistake from the Pole there. Tried to be a bit too delicate. Tried to just drop it over the net, knowing that even if it was an edge ball, he would get to replay the point. Instead, he didn't even touch the side.
Stop, net. Second service.
Tell from the look on the Polish player's face, even he wasn't expecting the call of net there. Sets himself up for that smash, but this time just plays it a little too early. It comes off the top of the foot and goes long. And so Georgiak makes a confident start and leads 3-1 after the first sets of serves. Duszak, the elder player by 5 years, 27 years of age.
Out.
Looks a little tense out there to me in the moment. A couple of uncharacteristic mistakes.
Second service.
That was better, but the setup relatively easy, but a mistake this time from Georgiak. Lets Duszak off the hook a little there. The world is curved. This is finals day in the World Championships 2022. Adrian Duszak of Poland serving, trying to reclaw the damage. There's going to be a VAR appeal here, is there? He's shaking his head. He thought he was over halfway and it was illegal play. Wasn't called by the officials. Isn't going to resort to VAR, so we can maybe have a look at the side and angle.
Georgiak was super aggressive there, really starting to see his power coming through.
Net.
Yeah, it was an appeal towards the referee, but not an official VAR review from Duszak, so the chance is gone now. Trailing 2-4, brilliant hit. Well, his team was shouting yes even before the ball had hit the table, let alone bounced away from the opponent. And Duszak's a good defender, but he couldn't get that back. 5-2 to the Romanian.
Georgiak just looks more aggressive than ever. We know he likes playing out wide, using the inside of his foot to generate the power, but that's looking absolutely ferocious at the moment.
Tried for the sniper, just going away from him a little bit, couldn't control the header. Well, he stays in touch. 5-3 at the second changeover, so those 4 serves were shared 2-2, but real chance now if you can take 3 or maybe 4 of these for Georgiak to power ahead. And that's a perfect start.
Getting a lot of power on that serve. I'll tell you what, Duszak looks a bit rattled at the moment.
He does, hasn't settled yet in this final. And that's touched as well. Just gliding off the end of the table. Wasn't an edge ball. It's a clean winning serve. Not quite an ace, I don't think. Duszak did get a touch, but it doesn't matter. Gets the point. 7-3.
Georgiak definitely started the stronger of the 2 players here.
And that's an edge. So they'll replay it. It will stay at 7-3.
Got a bit lucky there, Duszak. He's not quite got his parameters right. Sometimes it does click into place. He'll be hoping that happens sooner rather than later, because there's not long left in this first serve, first set to find his way back in.
Georgiak's confidence so high coming into this one. Won the 2 of the last 3 events in Naples and Krakow on the tours.
Net. Point to team
And
Romania.
that's another point that's rather easily given away to Georgiak. Another error from Dušak into the top of the fiberglass net. So within 4 points now. Talked about him taking 3 or maybe 4 of the serves. He's taken the first 3 and he'll have a second serve here to try and make it a clean sweep.
Second service.
8-3 to the Romania. Apo Georgiak. Dušak defending. And he goes for the big hit and finally nails one under the second he's got in the opening set. And only the 4th point he's got, but he denies the clean sweep of the Romanian on serve. 8-4 at the changeover. Well, Dušak knows he has to take 3 at least of these serves. A lot of geography being covered there, and Dušak plays it short. Georgiak was ready for it, but couldn't.
Dušak's growing into this set now, isn't he? We're starting to see a little bit more aggression from the pole. We know just how good he can be when everything starts to fall back into place for him. And he's not willing to let go of this second set yet, and this first set yet. And apart from anything else, we're looking to try and build up a momentum if it does go the way of the Romanian.
The former world #1 against the current world #1 ranked player. And it's the man in yellow now, the current #1, looking to win this point. Good defending, good setup as well. Drops it short. Difficult one for the Romanian to control, and he can't get it back over after his 3 touches. And Dušak is clawing his way back into this one. The deficit has gone from 8-4 to 8-7.
It's actually 8-6, I think,
One
Tim,
ahead,
but
sorry.
regardless of that, momentum does seem to have switched, doesn't it? Dušak celebrating with the crowd, using the atmosphere to his advantage.
Dušak, bronze medalist, lost in the semis last year in the World Championships. That's a side ball. He'll lose the point, will he?
Well, you can see both players.
Was it an edge or a side? It's given as a side ball. He didn't contest it, so it is now 8-7, 3 out of 3.
Both players notably celebrating each point now. This feels like a deciding set, not the opening set. This could be crucial, this first set, for deciding who becomes world champion. Dušak's managed to play his way back into it, 8-7.
His first final in 3 years, since 2019 when he lost to Hungarian. And Blažević in the final. Well, we said he needed at least 3 and preferably 4. He's got all 4 and he is level. 8-all. What a dramatic end to this first set we're in for now. Polish flags around the arena. I can count at least 3 of them on the opposite side.
Teqball absolutely huge in Poland. We've had many events there over the years. And as a result, have built quite a following, led somewhat by Adrian Dušak, who levelled the tie at 8-all.
Mistake for him. And is he going to appeal here? I think he's appealing. He thought it had hit the table. There's a discussion going on between player and referee.
He wants VAR, but the referee's having none of it.
Well, he is allowed one appeal.
I think it's possibly a conversation. He said, is it worth challenging?
Yeah, I think
the ref
so.
said,
Yeah,
don't
right.
bother, don't waste your time.
Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. So 9-8. The rot is stopped and a second point on serve. This is how crucial serve is, particularly in the men's game. The power, the trajectory, so difficult off the curved table to keep it up at the first touch. 2 perfect serves. 10-8. Clean sweep of serves will give him the first set, but he can't get the first.
This is where you see psychology really starting to play a factor here. Dušak putting so much into getting the scores level again that he just took his foot off the mark for that following point, and now, of course, it's with Georgiak the advantage.
At least he's got himself into the rally, and that's going to bounce wide, though. It's another point, and it's going to be 3 set points to Apo Georgiak.
Well, you feel in the latter stage of this set, it's not been Georgiak winning, it's been Dušak who's just lost this first set with his own unforced errors and mistakes. Georgiak now with 3 set points.
Nails the first serve. Pressure, but Dušak with a decent setup, but it is an error that hands the first set in the men's singles final at the World Championships to Apo Georgiak, hoping to continue his winning streak, the winner in Naples, the winner in Krakow, and hoping to become the winner of a World Championship title in singles for the first time. So a slow wave is being asked for by the audience here. Don't know whether you called that. Meanwhile, words for Dušak, who showed what he's capable of at times, but it was a first set that belonged to the Romanian at the start, and more importantly, at the end of the set, as he took it out 12-8. Nuremberg, the Kia Metropole Arena, the setting for the World Championship. Men's singles final here, the tail of the tape in the first set. Well, serving not too bad from Dušak, but only 50% of second serve points won, and all three aces going the way of the Romanian, who was the better player. More unforced errors from the Pole, costly in the end, particularly the last 2 points of that first set when he did have opportunities and got into the rally. So the 4,000 indoor arena here in Nuremberg awaits. Will we get a comeback, or will it be like the women's final, a straight sets victory?
Dušak doesn't want to be remembered as a maybe man.
First service.
Still hasn't won a World Championship gold medal. He's won a silver, of course, as we've mentioned, in 2019. Last year's bronze medalist in Gliwice in front of his home crowd. That one felt like a win at the time, but now getting himself in this position to win a World Championship title, he doesn't want to miss out. He's going to have to up his game, though.
So, VAR here. The claim was that it wasn't a clean hit on the table, it wasn't a clean ace. The challenge from the Romanians is that it should have been an edge ball to replay. Looks like it's the correct original decision from our referees in the arena.
Okay.
Here's the decision.
Is completed. It was edge ball. Repeat the rally.
It is an edge ball. It will repeat the rally. The VAR appeal then is kept. A successful appeal by Georgiak, so he has another opportunity should he need it during the match. So Dušak having to recover from having a point taken off him, if you like, and it's immediately made worse. A little salt goes into the Polish wounds as Georgiak punishes him. As soon as you can't put away that opening serve, the pressure is bound to come back on you from a player like Georgiak.
First service.
Dušak, good serve this time, again well controlled in the right position, and what a smash that is! Such power from the Romanian, and Georgiak trying to get an early grip on the second set to send him to a first ever men's singles world title.
Georgiak absolutely fired up now, isn't he? He can sense that World Championship medal is not too far away.
Out.
Living and breathing every point.
Neither of them has won a gold medal at a World Championships in doubles or singles. But one of them's going to be the world #1 after this. Dušak playing catch-up at the moment. The Romanian in again for the kill, and it's too good. Such power, and again, height on the bounce. Dušak, not the tallest of man, couldn't get the foot up to control it here, you'll see. Got a touch on it, but was never like to stay in control.
Yeah, Georgiak is playing like a player possessed at the moment.
Well, they played another point here that is given while you were watching the replay, I'm afraid. And it was an important point for Adrian Dušak.
Yeah,
he avoids the clean sweep.
It's important to note at this point as well that those of all three of those points for Georgiak have come on a Dušak serve. So if we see some good serving from Georgiak here, we could see a real... Oh, that's clever play.
Oh, is it edge?
Ball.
Yeah, edge ball, the replay. It was a good rally, though. It was clever. You're not forced to take 3 touches. You can knock it straight back in one, as he did there. Just hitting the edge. Of course, something like table tennis, the edge just counts as a benefit to the player, but here, such a difference and so difficult to react that it's wise to replay the point. Second serve there for Georgiak, looking to win. Another 3 here on serve that will give him a 4-point lead at the end of this set of serves. Georgiak having to play from deep, off the chest this time. Just catches near the edge of the table, and the sniper header is missed by Dušak. And it's those sorts of errors that proved costly in the first set and look like they might be costly again here.
Yeah, that's a mistake there from Dušak, which he will have really been frustrated with. Was in a good position, needed to attack the ball, win the point, and instead he's now put him another mistake from Dušak. Oh, this is all coming unstuck from the pole.
It's a little painful because this could have been a really classic match, and he's just done the wise thing there, gone to the back of the playing arena just to compose himself.
Well, you feel a timeout possibly coming at in a moment's time because, oh, that's clever.
Oh, well done. Well done. Yeah, it wouldn't have been a bad call, would it? Get one time out and just to try to stop the rot, press the reset, but he did it himself. That was clever. Clear-headed play from Adrian Dušak.
Dušak, one of the best players in the world. You know that he will always be putting pressure on every point. But at the moment, it's not enough. And Georgiak, well, has pretty much from the start of this match asserted his authority in this final and looks in pole position here, doesn't he? Good defence as well.
It was good defence because Dušak hit it well. Has to go with the head this time. Good sniper as well. But now the smash from the Romanian possibly. Oh, he suckered him.
Clever.
Dummy punch and suckered the Polish player who was too deep for the little delicate harvester over the net. And it fell before the Pole could stop it hitting the floor, as you see on the replay here.
Yeah, you saw Dušak just getting back because he knew the smash was potentially coming in, but left himself short. And
next rally underway again already while you're watching the replay. Now the Romanian doesn't make contact with the table, at least on the full, and so the point goes to Adrian Dušak to narrow the arrears to 6-3. Needs a good set here.
Georgiak out wide again, he catches Dušak out.
It's a good smash, gets the height. The Polish coach and player alike celebrate 2 points. Is this the start of the revival now from 6-2 down? If he can get all four, he'll be back level as he did in the first set before it drifted away from him.
Georgiak clever, but Dušak read it well, saw the drop shot coming. I wouldn't even call it a drop shot, it was more just a less powerful smash, but Dušak learned from his mistakes from the previous time. He's given himself a chance here now in his second set.
Georgiak in though, Apo Georgiak, and it's a good winner from the Romanian. If you hit it into the area just over the net, you get more height with that power. If you hit it towards the end of the table, it'll go off at a lower angle towards the floor. There's so many tactics you might not appreciate if you haven't played the game yourself when watching. Not least having a cool head and remembering how you played your last shot, because you do have to, as James was saying earlier, play the last touch with a different part of the body. It's a captain's fault, a double fault. The first we've seen in the finals today. A little smile from Georgiak at the gift point. Timeout called by the Polish player, and not a moment too soon as the final might be drifting away from him.
Yeah, we felt that timeout was coming at some point, didn't we? It came a little bit later than I expected. In fact, Dušak actually had played himself back into the set a bit like he did in that first set, but it's one thing getting yourself back on level terms or getting yourself close, but you have to keep that momentum going, and some stern words will be coming from the coaches now, because this is a really, really crucial point of this final. Just 30 seconds of the timeout to go. Who will become a brand new world champion? Will it be Adrian Dušak of Poland, or will it be Apo Georgiak, who is in a really good position, a set to the good, 4 points to the good in the second set, storming potentially to his first world championship?
Well, he got it back to 8-all, did Dušak, in the first set before a couple of good serves and then a couple of poor errors gifted the first set to that man, Apo Georgiak. And here he got it back to 4-6. And with two serves to come, looked like he might tie the scores again, but again, a couple of poor errors, lack of concentration, lack of touch, have handed the initiative well and truly to Apo Georgiak, who shared those four serves to hold a 4-point advantage. And a clean sweep of serves here would give him the World Championship in Nuremberg. 8-4. Good first serve. Defensive effort. Oh, gets an edge ball, and he'll settle for that, will Adrian Dušak. Behind on the point, if you like.
First service.
Georgiak bounced a little high, going just over the net, and the error, three errors in a row.
Well, the thing that Georgiak can do now is pretty much coast to victory, can't he? Especially if Dušak's going to keep making mistakes like that, he can just afford to just get the ball back. Doesn't have to be too aggressive, and mistakes will come from Georgiak. There's a lot less pressure on the shoulders now of Georgiak than there are of Dušak, who just can't afford to make any more mistakes. Oh, well, it's a captain's fault. So
one each?
Yeah, one apiece. And just as I was saying that the pressure is off his shoulders, he performs his first captain's fault of the match, commentator's curse.
All we had to do was be error-free, you thought, and that's crafty from Dušak, but well set up, brilliant smash, good defending from the Polish player. Can Dušak profit with the sniper? It's a good one, but the Romanian's there, he'll return with like, and now the jab over the net short, well collected by the Romanian. Good skills on offer here, one of the best rallies of this men's final. Another powerful header. Now the header return from Apo Georgiak, on the brink maybe of the world title, but not yet. Dušak has something to say about it, and an appeal there there from the Polish player. He does have a VAR challenge, and I think he's going to review this. Oh, he gets it, the decision anyway.
That was
illegal attack
at its absolute best. My goodness me, both players were just playing out of their skin there. Dujak with incredible defence. I have no idea. He had no right to win that point from there. No idea how he did it, but he did, and keeps himself alive.
2 points in a row for Dujak. Oh, and another error. And he is furious with that because he could have got the pointer, at least an edge ball. Sometimes is a tactic to just try and clip it near the edge, but what a bad error that was. But he has 4 serves to come, and just like in the first set, has to take all 4 here.
Net.
Got it back to 8-all from 4-8 with a clean sweep. But now a second serve that Georgiak can attack, the 22-year-old, edging closer to his first World Championship. Romanian moving in for the kill. Oh. Fantastic first touch to give him some hope, and can get it back with a double header, but it's too long.
Do you know what? That is a good example of doing the hard work and falling short when it really, really mattered. Great defence from Dujak. Took the power off the ball, spin went up high, but here we go, match point to him.
5 match World Championship points for Georgiak, but the first one's gone past him. It's an edge ball though. Dujak didn't realise it, I don't think. Still 5 match points against the server here. And it's a second serve that has gone wide from Dujak. The edge ball doesn't give him another serve. Confusion in the arena. Dujak is saying, you've gone too early. The edge ball was a first serve. Well, that could be embarrassing for Georgiak now if he isn't to win this. Good smiles between the two. They know each other so well, of course, on tour. Little kiss of the ball this time from Adi Dujak. The Pole had to be aggressive, but this for the title. He's got it this time. The world champion, Teqball Georgiak, with a magnificent performance, and he really deserves it. Wins in straight sets, 8 and 6. He's on the Teqball table. It's the hallowed turf. He's the champion of the world. Teqball Georgiak, the 22-year-old from Transylvania, Romania.
Well, that was just a phenomenal end to the match there from the Romanian Georgiak with the smash to finish things off. It felt like a better way to end the match rather than a captain's fault. And Georgiak is the world champion, his first world championship crown, and it does not feel like it will be a last. Just 22 years of age, and he has done it. He has won the world title. Commiserations to Dujak, who is a superb player. He will come back and come back strong. Make no doubt about that. Georgiak running into the crowd now. Think Roger Federer at Wimbledon. Think Rafa Nadal on centre court, running into the crowd and hugging friends and family. That just shows how much preparation goes in, not just from the player, but from the friends and family. That there, the match point again, a huge smash there. And this celebration was the one he will remember. A huge leap up high as well.
Up high, wasn't it? Yeah, not quite the Pat Cash celebration. His friends and relatives came down to the edge of the arena so they could celebrate with him. Marvellous match, fantastic finish. Here are the highlights.
Before we go to the highlights, we will just take a quick look at the match statistics. And there you can see, in terms of serves, which are always such an important statistics, second serve 71 to 20 in favour of the Romanian, but an unforced errors again. That's where Dujak lost out on this match, you feel. A difference of 7, and, well, the total difference in points was 10. So had that have swung the other way, it could have been a different story for the Pole. But let's take a look back on the highlights of our second final before we build up to coverage of our gala match and our opening ceremony coming up next.